and we are at the Ellis Apiary. Let me switch this around. And those are the two colonies we started in the, well, one's a swarm capture and the other one's a split. And then this was a hive that we thought had lost its queen. And then when we came back to install a queen in it, we found a virgin queen. So we are going to go ahead and set up the camera on this little stand. And we're going to go into these hives and see what we got for queens and possibly do some queen painting today. So this doesn't want to behave anymore. I'm going to have to take some crazy glue to it or something. I think it's just falling apart too many times. Maybe we'll just make someone else hold the camera. All right, let's start at the right, in the shade. Smoke's already been going on over here though, so we could have probably started over there. Wow, that's hot.
Careful, it's hot.
Queso cheese.
I'm going in the hive, so you need to put your protection on, young lady.
Wait. Here is a blurple pen.
All right. We've got some pretty stuff here.
Hello, busy bee. I'm gonna go.
First three frames are pretty much blank. They're starting to draw this one out.
No, don't sting me. I love you. Thank
Go
you.
ahead. God, this thing's really hot today. What do you got in here? Look at it, shot out sparks. Did you see that spark come out of there?
It's your smoker quilt.
It's a smoker. It's a tucker.
Hey, these girls look bigger. All right. Got a bunch of nectar collected. Lots of nectar on there. Some capped. That's called honey. And we've got some beautiful stuff going on here. Not so much. Okay, we don't build sideways, girls. Get out of there. Run, run, run. Okay. So we got a checkerboard pattern. So basically every other frame is going to be blank. Okay, these two frames are stuck together, so they're building sideways. I'm not sure what these girls are on, but they're doing a lot of collecting of nectar. And I do see some drone cells, and there's our queen right there. Right there. Right there already. See her? So what I'm going to do is hand this frame to Darren, and Darren's going to hold it. And I'm going to grab the purple pen, and this is a red year. However, we're going to use purple. And we're going to put just a nice, let's get some flow going here. And there she is right there. So if you could tilt it towards me a little bit. There she goes. That's it. We painted a queen.
Yep.
And we're done with this hive. We're not even going to inspect this any further. We don't need to. There's our queen. And, well, we do want to see if she's laying eggs. And also, they're doing some funky stuff here. So I want to see if I can get rid of all this funky stuff that's going on. So I'm going to take this next frame. And I always hold my own hand and just beat my own hand rather than the frame. And then we're going to scrape this stuff off because they're building out sideways. And that's how they connect frames together, and we don't want that. So we're just going to scrape that off and let them start over. Okay, and the next one's blank after that. And then we got one that's not blank. Okay, so I'm actually going to move this in between these two and let the outside ones be the blanks. We're going to put all this back together. Moving nice and slow with the frame we know the queen was on. We'll slide in these two blank frames here, and we're going to go ahead and lift this box up and gently put it down, just so that we don't harm our wonderful creation in there. But I'm going to set it up on the box. There we go. And now we want to see if there's any brood in this chamber.
Remember we did a brood bump.
We did do a brood bump, but we're gonna. That was a week ago.
Yep.
Almost a week ago. Was it Friday or Saturday?
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah. So and there she is. She's already come down and she's spread a little purple paint on her sisters, and she's got some on her wings as well, which is unfortunate. But it was a little bit bigger of a drop than I wanted to put on her. So she's down here now. We know that. She is mated. And the reason I can tell she's mated is she's much larger than before. But that doesn't necessarily mean she started laying her own eggs yet. Let's go ahead and smoke this one a little time.
Yep.
Especially since you got the gloves on, I don't have to worry about burning myself. And she's laying up a storm. That is wet larva and a ton of brood, and we're done with this hive. So that's a beautiful hive inspection. We are very happy. We have a queen. She is now painted, which makes her easier to find. And we know she's doing what she's supposed to be doing. There's not enough activity in the top box to warrant adding the honey super, but we could do it anyways just so it starts getting the smell.
Okay.
So if you'd like to do that, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here.
Yep.
And then what we're going to do is put a queen excluder on this.
Yep.
And put the honey super on it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the next box. And we won't be using this anymore. I can actually take this home. That is a top feeder. This is a top feeder right here. You put a jar in here and it will let you feed syrup to your girls. These ones don't need any. So I'm not going to leave this here. I was just using it for a temporary inner cover. And then this you can remove here and the bees can come out as well. So that's what that's for. So this will go on top of the flow portion of this hive. So let's go ahead and start removing this unit here. And I'm just going to leave this lid on here. This already has the queen excluder on it, and it's got a nice large cap. Is there any smoke coming out of that thing, or is that ash? Is that ash or smoke?
Smoke.
It's more like ash to me. So we'll get some smoke going on in here.
No.
And let's go ahead. And nothing, no activity in this yet. I'm just going to sit on top of this other hive right now. And let's go ahead and remove the top box. This time we're going to remove the top box first. And there's plenty of honey in there. They're doing some good collection. These are good collecting girls here. Other way, flip it over. See that little bar here? Let's go ahead and clean that bit of propolis off there. And then I believe that goes to the back side, is that right? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yep. Okay. All right, so. That really does look more like ash than anything else. Okay. So I generally try to remove the second frame in, and the reason for doing that, here, let me go ahead and bring you over here. So the reason for removing the second frame in is so that we don't break the box or the frame.
I already got it taken care of. You guys are 500.
All right. So here we've just got some drawn out comb with some pollen and some honey in it. Our next frame is got drawn out, a rainbow of pollen. Wish there was better light here for you to see that. Next one is another frame of nectar and pollen. Awesome collectors. And again, pollen, nectar, all kinds of great supplies in here. They're ready for a party. Pollen, nectar, tons of it. Good collectors.
This was the one that we put
The queen?
queen eggs in.
Okay. Queen eggs or
Queen cells.
cells? Okay.
Queen cells.
So here we have some, looks like they're getting set up for drone brood. You can see there's some capped drones in there, and then you can also see that the cells are larger. And there's a whole bunch of queen cups in here, and there's a queen cell right there. Or a queen, yeah, this is the one we put these in, and they still have not hatched. So we are still without a queen. That's why we're seeing such awesome collections, because they have no babies to take care of. They are all over these cells. They look like they're actually chewing them out right now. So since we have 1, 2, 3 of them, I'm actually going to cut out the other 2 or 3 here, because I don't have any eggs to make queens with, so we're just going to get rid of these. Sorry, ladies. And I don't want to bump these hard, but what I am going to do, since they're really actively working on these right now, I'm actually going to help one of them open up. And it's still in larva form. So it hasn't. Now there is a possibility that these won't survive because of the transportation of them. A couple miles. I don't see any movement in that. They're all checking it out. So there is the possibility that there is another queen in here already, and so these actually might be dead. Multiple possibilities. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm working on here. That does not look like she's alive, and it doesn't look like she's metamorphosized. Yeah, so she never metamorphosized. I'm gonna leave the other 2 alone. So we might want to put a frame of some brood and eggs from another hive into this. So it's a nice warm day, so I'm not even going to close this up. I'm just going to leave that open. And let's go look at this one over here.
That one.
This one got any activity?
That one's empty. Yep. No, we didn't.
This is empty.
We don't have one in there yet.
Okay. Oh, you know what we didn't do? Let's go. Put these back. There goes my phone. You got my phone?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to put these back in here, and we're going to check the top. We did not check the top. We caught it. Good collectors. Green pollen. How about some smoke? Man, that's a lot of nectar. That is a lot of nectar. And And that's really all I'm seeing in here. I did want to check and make sure that there wasn't a queen up here laying. And these bees that are in here are just doing a ton of collections because they don't have any other jobs to do. Yep. That's plenty. Oh, I just crushed one. All right. We're going to give your honey back to you, girls. Calm down. Simmer down. Simmer down now. All right, so let's go back over here and go ahead and put this down here for right now. And we'll go ahead and smoke this one. We're just gonna take this box off. Set it down right here. Oh, we lost our phone. And we lost our phone again. Anna? Oh, look at this. It turns sideways. I love it. Did not know that could do that. Much better. Yeah, this phone stand is history. Right, so I hate to reach across this hive. I think I'm going to loosen up this frame right here in the center since it's a blank. And just pull that out. It's a complete blank. And that's what happens if you just give them a blank frame with no foundation. They might just start building awkwardly. Ow! What I wanted to do was demonstrate the need for smoke. And since there was no smoke, I got stung. Pull out another blank frame here. And they're building funky. Look how much bigger they are now. Remember when they were little tinies?
Oh yeah.
All right, so we have a queen in here for sure. And the reason why I can say that is I'm not only seeing drone brood and a lot of it, but I'm also seeing regular brood. And that's just a beautiful, beautiful. So this was a foundationless frame a week ago. They built out all of this in 1 week, and look at her just laying away. So we're gonna be careful flipping this over. In fact, you're better off tilting it sideways like this, because if I flip it this way, the weight of it could actually fall apart. So I do not see the queen on this one, but she has been here. There is so much larva on this thing. Just tons and tons of larva, all up and through here. Damn thing. Apologies for my language. Just kidding, I'm not apologizing. And there's another frame completely built out. Just a ton of brood. Tons and tons of brood on it. And tons of nectar. So what I'm going to try to do is spot some eggs on one of these frames. And when I do, that'll be the frame I transfer to that hive next door. That half of it is set up for drone brood, and the other half is set up for regular. Again, foundationless, and they do what they want. Build as they please, they do. That smoke is killing me. Protecting me, but killing me at the same time. Okay, so, cheese. Love it when it's warm and the propolis comes right off and stays stuck to the hive tool. And it doesn't really matter though, if propolis falls down inside, the bees will reuse it. I'm gonna double check this one in case she crawled onto it from the other frame. Let's go ahead and take a look at this in the light.
Should be on the top box too. Yeah.
So this is mostly drone. So this is not framed to transfer over there. And the other one, oh, I just crushed a bee. Damn it. That's gonna make people unhappy. And by people, I mean bees. Hey, they're just drawing this out. Doing a great job of drawing it out. So, I hate to say it, I really want these bees off of here, but I'm going to lose a lot of nectar when I do this. Not making messes. Straighten up the rest of that themselves.
Look at that one on the edge fanning.
Yeah, a couple of them. Like multiples. Okay. That is a lot of brood. She's doing a great job here. Now, if we don't see her on this frame, this is the one we're going to transfer this time. And we'll transfer it with all these nurse bees, so it'll be a nice brood bump for that. I do see a lot of wet larvae in here. I'd like to see some eggs. I'm not seeing them. But that's okay. Go ahead and put this one in here. I'm going to put this one in here to replace the one I took out. And I'm putting this in here for a brood bump. And we'll see if they make a queen out of one of these eggs. And I'll put them here. Okay. And now put the medium on it. Okay, that one's already dead. Now we can put back the honey super, the flow super from over there. And let's continue searching this hive for a queen. We know she's here. Okay, this is really heavy. And it's got a ton of brood on it. Super healthy colony. And a great pattern too. So we've got nectar and pollen in a horseshoe pattern around the top sides. Well, I don't see her here, so let's hope she's upstairs. Put this blank back in here in the middle. Slide that over, check one more frame. And would you mind holding this? Thank you. I think it's turned around, pointed at you.
Ew. My bed?
Look at this little one fanning right now. Has orange pollen on its legs. See all the pollen on that legs right there?
Ooh.
Pretty pretty. Okay. So this is another foundationless, and it just had some wires in it. Awesome collectors. Awesome collectors. You know, part of that might be the location as well. So let's go ahead and clean off this little piece right there. And we're going to pop this in here. And we are going to assume the queen is upstairs right now. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up so it's ready for that box to go back on. But I'm not going to put it on because what I want to do is inspect it first. There's nothing up here. So we might have just not seen her. She is not up here. There's nothing up here. This is completely blank. Let's go through one more time then. We're going to go through this one more time.
And make sure you don't transfer it in the box.
No, there's eggs that have been laid too recently. It's impossible that there isn't a queen in here.
No, I mean,
She's just being elusive.
near the frame.
There's one with yellow pollen on it. Yeah, there's wet larvae in here. This is where she should be. She should be right here on this frame. Hence the reason we put paint on them, make it easy to see them later on down the road. There's a lot of fanning going on down in the bottom. But sometimes I, go too quickly through a frame that doesn't have brood on it because I assume she's not going to be on there. And that's a mistake. Because she could be on any frame. She could be on the sidewall. She could be on the bottom, which is why I'm looking. She could be hiding in one of those edges. She could be in this ball. She could be on that frame I put in there. In which case that's okay because there's going to be larvae and eggs in here too, so either way. So what I'm doing is I'm just blowing on the bees when there's a thick pile and I can't see through it. And by blowing on it, they move away. You know, the way they're all fanning and everything kind of makes me think that she's somewhere else in the box. I just love this. This frame is gorgeous. This is 1 week's worth of work. 1 week. This was a absolutely blank frame 6 days ago. And there she, is that her?
Where?
Nope.
Drunk?
Nope. Just a long bee. Awful lot of activity on this one. A lot of fanning going on. Come on, let's go, girls. There is the horrible chance that I rolled her. Which happens, folks. You know, bees get rolled. You don't try to hurt bees, it just happens. Well, really strange. Ow. There are these really nice little pockets right here in the corner. See those pockets? She could easily be hiding in one of those gaps. There she is. There she is right there.
Got
Sure
her?
enough, right there. That's our queen right there. See, she's going through the hole right now.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's grab the paint pen. We're gonna put a little purple dot on her.
You gonna hold it?
Yeah, you can go ahead and hold it and try to keep an eye on her. She was in that pocket right there. Oh, geez, Louise. Do not leave the paint pen in the sun. Make note to self, do not leave paint pen in the sun. Let's come back over in the sun where we can see better. You see her tail right up in there. I'm gonna blow on it. Yeah, there you go, blow on it and she'll come out of there. She's right here, don't move.
Got her?
I touched her and she got all mad. She's got a tiny little purple dot on her now. Oh, I don't want to get her on her wings, damn it. You know what? She's got a tiny little purple dot on her. It's better than too much paint.
I didn't even see her. Where'd she go?
She ran through the hole to your side. Sun, go into the sun. There she is, right there. Right here on the corner. Right there. That's our queen. Right there. Okay, so go ahead and hand it back to me. And I will gently put this back in there. I'm not even going to clean the propolis off of this.
Got it.
That's why they're all fanning on this frame, because they're letting you know where she is. There she is right there. She just keeps going back and forth through that hole.
Oh
See?
yeah.
See her? So I'm actually going to be super duper gentle. And I'm going to put it on the wall where she was. She seemed to like being over there. Put this one with the foundation on in next. Not concerned with the propolis at all right now. I'd rather just not injure that queen. This is an awesome hive. So oops, we're going to slide this foundation, this frame.
Round table, round table, round table.
Any tissue or anything? Yeah, it'll dry up. I just don't want anybody walking through it and getting all painted up. Especially I don't want her to walk through it. Nice. It dries up nice and fast. Okay, so let's put the medium brood box. And then we have no queen excluder, so we're going to put the non-notched thing. So we need to remember to bring our oscillating tool over so we can notch that. Okay, so we got 2 painted queens, and we have given a brood bump from this healthy colony to the one that we're trying to reestablish again, and we're good. There is 0 possibility of a swarm.
Oops.
And that's it, folks. That's all we were out to do today. We painted 2 queens, and we gave this colony a brood bump because apparently the queens I brought over from Marshall were not valid, or they didn't make it for whatever reason. Thank you for operating the camera, Anastasia, and thank you for having us over, Mr. Ellis.
Got it.
That's it for now.
Look at that suit.
If you enjoyed watching this video, please smash that subscribe button and give me a follow. And that's it for now. Ryder out.
Would you?